What's up, guys? Welcome back to the HotSpoons Podcast. I'm your host, Captain R2, and my co-host is Albert, who was previously known as Spooge McGee and Kettleboy. Our special guest
is Yuri Tarded.
And our regular guest,
Moe Lester.
I'm joined here today by Moe Lester.
Oh, mate.
On the HotSpoons Podcast. How's it going,
You're
guys?
not the host, dude.
I'm not the host?
I like you trying to steal my thunder.
Yuri, calm down.
Okay, sorry.
Bro, this dude's actually having a stroke.
Yuri sent me a podcast fuel before the episode.
We're sponsored by
Yeah, it was sponsored by...
Gamer Socks.
Well, so hopefully someone... Hopefully we're sponsored by the time this episode gets out.
Legit.
Nothing.
This is our old podcast, baby.
Anyway, guys,
So what's been popping in the realm of...
Fuck, man.
Fuck, mate. Yeah, just been stuck busy with school at the moment.
yeah.
Almost finished that. Been on the grind.
What school you go to?
We go to? What school we go to?
No, don't reveal that, bro.
I can do it in post. I can do it in post.
Yeah, we're keeping it anonymous.
Oscar, I need you to drop the fancy...
off. So I can fix it in post.
Yeah, no, please.
I'll fix it in post.
Bleep all of it, okay.
God, what a disastrous fucking start to this podcast.
Yes.
F3.
Alright.
Yeah, episode 3.
Oh, that's a piano.
Kinda, just basically...
Okay, don't
What
What do we talk about?
I was literally about to launch into the Stevie story if this fucking piano turned
Yeah.
Hold up. Wait a second, I'm the voice. It's not turning off.
We are having some technical difficulties.
Yeah,
Please stand with us for a minute.
What do you think about milk?
What do we think about milk?
Yeah, I'll live on it.
Milk is awesome.
Milk is pretty good. It's the essence of life.
It is the essence
It's
of
what
life.
starts us going in the early life.
In the
But-
womb.
And in the teenage life, it makes us bigger.
Breast milk.
4 liters of cow milk.
Breast milk.
What the fuck? No. For real though,
Yes.
I have a mild gluten allergy, so I filled the gluten-sized hole in my heart with dairy. And it's the shit.
That's fair.
I live for cereal.
I've tried to cut down dairy because it's like a bit unhealthy for you, but I am such a sucker for iced coffees.
You'll do nothing that's unhealthy, would you?
Well, I tried. No, most fatalities are dietary related, so that's why that's a huge
Yeah.
part of my life that I try to manage. Is I
Your diet.
stick to a low carb diet.
What would you regular
carbs?
like?
Define carbs,
Sugars.
sugars, sweeteners.
Carbs are sugars. Sweeteners are sugars.
Yeah.
What about bread?
Bread, that's a carb.
It's a good carb.
That's a good food.
It's not.
There's some
bread isn't that
like,
good
there's some
for you.
carbs.
Tastes good though.
And like veganism,
no.
like they've done a lot of surveys. They
We
found
talked about
out.
this last episode. We can't talk about veganism.
Oh, fuck.
No, okay. I'm quite insightful on veganism. They've done a lot of surveys, and what they have found out is that people who consume meat on a regular basis
Okay.
I have a higher chance of cancer. Right?
All right.
But what they haven't tested in any of these surveys are what they're consuming their meat with and how they're consuming it. Are you having it in a bread roll with bread? Because the biggest problem, 100%, is carbs. Because carbs will turn directly into fat. Because they didn't test it with people having them with a soft drink. Are they having their steak sandwich with a soft drink? Having their steak in a sandwich with the bread and stuff? And that's where all this veganism research comes from that basically says that meat is the victim.
So
meat is the killer.
I can't tell if you're supporting veganism or
No, I'm supporting where veganism comes from,
Okay.
but they've just got the wrong. They're victimizing the wrong thing. I read this amazing book.
The
And it's called
Mr. Moe, what's your opinion on the topic?
I feel bad about like 2 days ago when Bronte went and tried to tell him that you needed a more balanced diet than he's pretty.
You know how many times I have to
He's still
fucking
mad.
bleep that sentence out?
It's like 10 minutes.
I read this really interesting book called War on Carbs. It was written by this paleo.
You see Gregory laughing.
It was written by.
Isn't War on Carbs just like the knockoff of War on Waste?
Or the
No, it was this book I read. It's not like an actual. It's not like an actual theme. It's this book I read, and they basically pointed out all the discrepancies in basically the carb diet and how 80%. That's a number off the top of my head, but most fatalities are dietary related. Because
fatalities mean any death.
yeah, most cancers,
Most cancer.
diabetes,
Yeah.
heart failure,
I don't think
all of those.
none of those are cancers.
No, but they're all fatality
Diabetes
causes.
diet.
They're all fatality causes, and these are all dietary-based things that cause fatalities.
But surely other things can cause cancer.
Yes,
Like a bullet to the skull.
like smoking.
Like, yeah. Like
why look at me?
Haha.
How are we talking about something that isn't diet?
Yeah.
It's kind of boring.
Do you want to talk about
Metal alloys.
Do you want to
No.
talk about psychedelic medicine?
Let me
No.
let us tell
Yeah.
the Stiffy story.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to this. You guys ever heard of a band called Sticky Fingers?
Yeah.
I think it's one guy, but you continue.
It's a band.
I know.
Yeah.
You said man, but go ahead.
I said band.
Whatever, man, just fucking tell
Anyway,
the
yeah.
story.
There's this great band that play reggae pop in Australia, right?
Reggae rock. Reggae pop rock.
Reggae pop rock.
Alternative.
Alternative.
Is it
yeah,
pop
yeah.
rock
like
hyphen?
that.
or-
So,
Mo!
Mo and I.
Name is Mo!
Can you please beep all
It's
of
like,
this?
yeah, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mo and I
Yeah.
went to this Sticky Fingers concert. Stiffy, we call him for short because it's easy.
Sounds like Stiffy as in
Yeah. I see.
Yeah. It's a joke.
no homo disclaimer.
My mum thinks I only like the band because of the name, Sticky Fingers. And I tell her that's wrong. I actually do like their music.
Major ass.
So I can respect.
No, the fucking, it's a good band. It does.
It's a good band. Yeah.
Sticky fingers.
Anyway, yeah, we went to one of their concerts up in Brisbane, down by the river stage.
Yeah, what's a Brisbane?
It's a city in
We'll be like
Australia.
next week.
Next week, we'll
Yeah.
discuss
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay.
What do you want to say?
So yeah, we were at this concert and I popped 3 caps, he popped 2 of MDMA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But diet's the real killer.
Diet is the real killer.
A major ass.
No, pretty much. I'll take it from here. Not like for the whole thing, of course. Just bit
Come
by
on.
bit. So we pull up at the hotel. Old mate, what's your name again?
Yuri.
Retarded.
Yuri.
No, Yuri, dude.
Old mate
awesome.
Yuri over here is already kind of tweaking out. And we go and we take an unnecessary taxi because like 5-minute walk, just because I guess.
Yeah.
We pull up, we pop these caps, and we're in the line going in, and old mate Yuri gets one of his classic numb flashback panic attacks.
Yeah, I get these randomly occurring panic attacks, right?
Yeah.
So, and they just result in me getting really sweaty and dizzy, and I need to go vomit.
Is that to do with the MDMA?
Oh, is it-
No,
diet.
it's happened completely sober.
Okay.
It's happened completely fucked up with
Well,
drugs.
It's a genetic
Are
thing.
you watching your
It's a
carbs,
genetic
though?
thing.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not to do with my carbs.
Okay.
Oh.
So you had a panic attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going back down. We're sitting down in this grass outside the concert, and I'm vomiting. Right?
Yeah.
More of a spew than
Yeah. Mo came with me. The rest of our friends went back into the concert.
Okay.
Right? And then this Esho dude rocks up.
Oh.
You want to continue it from here?
I'm jamming, bro.
Okay.
Pretty much, there was this dude,
Yeah.
and he sees Yuri is having a bit of a bomb, you know, and he's like, "Oh fuck, did you guys get scammed?" I'm like, "Fucking what?" So apparently, at this concert, there was some person, gender unknown, who was using a female alias, but it could have been, I doubt it was their real name. And what they'd done is they'd sold the same ticket to like 50 people minimum.
Really?
So they probably went in on the ticket,
Yeah.
or someone that they sold to went in, and then everyone else got denied because the ticket was already used. So they scanned, and the tickets are like $100 each.
And then
So
turning
everyone
people
got
out at the door who
scammed.
bought these
And
tickets.
that happened to you guys, did it?
No.
No.
No,
Right,
we
this
got it
dude-
online. We were
This dude's talking to us, right, and he's explained that story, and we were talking to him, and he's like, yeah, he's getting together a bunch of signatures from everyone who got scammed outside the concert, and he's taking her to court.
Yeah.
straight up.
Wow.
Yeah, and we were like, and I was like, I'm sitting there on the floor, still kind of out of my mind, being like, I go, fuck yeah, fuck her, she's a bitch.
Yeah, straight up.
It was awesome.
Sounds.
No, pretty much. He looked like an SJ. He had like the mop, the pretty nasty mop. He had the
TMs.
saddlebag pop.
He had the sash.
Okay.
He had the brands and shit. And I see him like, oh no, an SJ, beware. And then he walks up and he straight up goes over
It's
to
like a
oh mate,
SJ
Yuri.
Yeah, he jumps into this, like, he asked Yuri what's happening, right? And Yuri goes, oh yeah.
You're Yuri.
Oh no, he asked Mo what's happening, right? And Yuri goes, oh yeah, right?
Yeah.
Old mate's just suffering a panic attack. And this dude comes over and he leans down next to me and he goes, yo bro, I suffer from a fuck ton of anxiety,
Yeah.
and launches into this fucking therapy spiel for me that saved my fucking life.
Straight up.
He saved your life.
Okay, no.
No, exactly. Hyperbole.
No, it makes every story better.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a bit of an exaggeration.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
That's what we do.
And then
That's what we do.
he goes, okay, try and find 5 things that you can ground yourself, 5 things you can smell, see, touch, blah blah blah. He was really fucking nice.
Yeah.
He sits down, rolls Mo and I a dart, gives us a smoke,
Yep. Well,
and then he goes.
Yeah.
Then we go into the concert later.
Well, thanks, Yuri, because I know that actually 120% of our viewers suffer from anxiety or depression.
And over,
Fine.
Yeah.
and over 300% smoke darts anyway.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Oh
It's
yeah.
something to do with Afghanistan and opium.
He
But
rolls
anyway,
fire darts too. I respect it.
Yeah, they were incredibly nice.
Pretty good darts.
You know, I
Not
never
Champ
really-
Ruby though. Disappointed.
Yeah. He had a bad brand of back, but we're not going to
we don't condone drug use in the HotSpoons podcast.
Oh, no.
It's
Only
just
legal drugs.
Panadol.
Over 18.
Over 18 legal drugs.
I don't
We
think it
condone
makes a
those.
difference. I guess sometimes would.
It always
Yeah,
does.
but we don't legally recommend any drugs. These are just guests on the
Except for
podcast.
ketamine, but that's unrelated.
No, we don't. No, we don't. Me.
Having it done.
Why do you do it?
Why do I do it?
Yeah.
Obviously,
Because, honestly,
it's good.
the human adventure through life is honestly quite boring and quite dull.
You think?
Comes a man.
I do believe.
Okay.
And most people, and that's why there is a constant desire to alleviate yourself from this thing.
Just
and that's,
escape.
Yeah, to escape. That's the term I hear used often.
Yeah.
Very often these drugs are used as an escape from the real world.
Yeah, but a lot of the time that escape becomes too normal or too. So when when they have to go back to the real world, the link between the two is broken and they can't get back.
And that is someone who's dependent on drugs. And I'm,
And you're proud to be a member of it.
no,
Yes. Maybe.
dependent.
He's alright.
Anyway. But what they have found is, very recently, an American institute called the Institute on Psychedelic Studies or something, I'm not entirely sure what the exact name is, but they've put an absolute shit ton of research into Johns Hopkins and a bunch of these hospitals over in America. They've done a bunch of scientifically done studies on these psychedelics, and they have found absolutely phenomenal effects.
Well, like what?
Okay, my first one I'm going to jump into is magic mushrooms
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
as a long-term
You're a big fan.
antidepressant.
Okay.
Okay, they act very heavily off the serotonin receptor in your brain, much similar to SSRIs, like antidepressants we know today.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first thing you need to take. Mushrooms are incredibly healthy and incredibly.
See, I get your point, but
Okay.
I feel like people need to move
When you
past
try and
it.
get more succinct, we're on the clock, you know.
Yeah.
I feel that people need to move past their problems, such as suppression, without the use of drugs.
Yeah, because that way
Microdosing can really help.
Because that way, when they do get their problems, they would, rather than turning to help or verbal help or just
And just go back to
I do-
drugs.
they just go back to that and then they get stuck in the
But
cycle.
then let me explain the next thing. Magic mushrooms are incredibly anti-addictive,
Yeah.
incredibly safe, and they have an incredibly fast developing tolerance.
Okay, but that doesn't change the circumstances.
That makes
of the
them almost
person's life.
impossible to abuse. If you need them for your depression, they're almost
But
impossible
don't they
to
also,
abuse.
but then,
They have absolutely instrumental
don't they
effects.
also cause brain development delays?
If you're
Under 18, they can cause that.
Yeah, but well, probably for men it would probably be under 25 because their brain doesn't develop till 25.
I'd say it's more like under 21. I don't.
Under 21,
Like
yeah.
25, you'll be fine. Honestly,
Yeah,
24.
probably mature is pretty slow after like 21, 25. Like it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
So like, I get your point still, but okay. So
That's one there.
if there's something in your life causing you depression, taking drugs to feel happy
No, 100%.
is not going to fix that.
100%.
No,
If you
of course
have
not.
problems in your life that cause depression, instead of spending your time solving
You
them, you
need to
should spend
deal.
your time fixing them.
Yeah.
Okay? But sometimes that can be very hard, especially if you're lonely, or you're sad, or you have depression that you physically can't control what's causing it.
Yeah.
And that point, it can be great to have something in your life that helps alleviate some of the pain.
Can be. Yes. Yeah.
And mushrooms are incredibly potent when it comes to being an antidepressant.
It's also sort of ironic as well that a lot of the time that a lot of the antidepressants they prescribe people are also some of the most commonly abused
Yeah.
substances.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
the
that's
whole
the thing.
industry seems very skeptical.
Yeah,
And that's basically one of the reasons it got so heavily
and then there's
legalized.
all these reports that about pot and that's coming out as a therapeutic and antidepressant.
Yeah, 100%.
drug, and that it may have the mental delays on the youth, but for people that are older than that,
It's still good.
Yeah.
as long as you don't do a mouse job.
Mainly, yeah, basically.
Yeah, if you don't spend all your money
And
on
the
shit.
basically, there's an amazing Paul Stamets quote, and it goes, "For something with such pharmacological," that is a word, by the way.
Okay.
It's pharmacy,
Yeah.
pharmacological,
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, continue.
Yeah.
No, it is a word.
I'll take your word for it. Mate.
pharmacological for such a small pharmacological impact on your brain,
Yeah.
and such an instrumental positive effect, and such small chance for abuse that it's honestly ridiculous that they've been kept legal for such a long period of time.
It is.
And basically, one of the things that one of the reasons they've been kept illegal for such a long time is the pharmaceutical companies make a shit ton of money off things like Valium and Xanax that do the exact same thing, but have far more potential for abuse and far more
It's
dangerous.
all capitalism.
It is capitalism,
Yeah,
basically.
it's all capitalism.
And they just make
money.
fat bank of keeping drugs like that illegal.
Yeah, marijuana wasn't called marijuana before it was banned in the US.
Yeah, they literally just did it to associate it with the Mexicans and be like,
Yeah.
racism Mexicans.
Uh-huh.
All
Yeah,
right.
Then the rest of the Western world followed suit.
Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing, Mo?
We
I think got 20 minutes, right about? 20 minutes?
We're at 15 right now.
15.
Yeah, that's
we'll have to cut it down short.
I think let's just wrap it up.
Yeah,
Let's wrap it up.
Yep.
Well, it's been a pretty quick HotSpoons podcast, I'd say.
It's actually this will probably be one of the longest ones we've had so far.
Well, no, not quite. Out of 3 episodes, that's
Man
too long.
has got to eat. No, it's
Man,
been...
gotta eat.
We understand. Well, yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
Yes, thanks for having us. 3?
It's Captain R2.
Captain
I have
R2,
to
sorry.
bleep that shit out again. Thanks, Oscar. Making my life so much harder. Man, being a YouTuber is so hard.
Don't worry.
Being a YouTuber is so hard.
Albert's got
On the
this.
grind, mate, on the grind.
Oh, it's awful. Anyway, new videos every time I have sex. Bye, guys.
Next week.